You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Michael Karvelis, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a Supergirl movie review. This will have no spoilers. Anything you hear will basically be things you either knew from the previews or things you may have seen just by reading a random plot line somewhere. But I will not be giving any spoilers, but I will be alluding to things that could, if you have a theory on the movie, you could perceive as a spoiler, so I don't want to do that to you. But we're going to be reviewing Supergirl, a movie that came out this year, fairly recently now. Sorry for that ugly backdrop. But fairly recently now, Supergirl came out. It was the latest in the James Gunn universe. I don't know if we're going to let JGU or DCU featuring James Gunn. I don't know. But remember last year, 2025, Superman came out with David Cornsweat, who's so hot he makes you sweat. This time was Millie Alcock starring as Supergirl. This movie also featured Jason Momoa as a character named Lobo. Again, no spoiler shot here, just a generic picture you can find online. This bad guy, who I forgot to look up who he's played by, I don't care. But this was a movie that, I'll be honest, after the movie Superman came out in 2025, I have to be honest with you, I really was looking forward to Supergirl, like very much so. I was very, very happy to hear that we would be getting a Supergirl. Now, spoilers on Superman. I will say that this is a spoiler on Superman. At the end of Superman, in the end credits, I believe it is, maybe it's before the end credits, Superman, like it's implied you're getting Supergirl at the end of that movie. So I don't want to just pretend there was no spoilers at all, because that was kind of a spoiler, but we all knew the Supergirl movie was coming out. But you see, I feel like what it was that they did in the end of that movie, but you pretty much knew that she was coming. We already knew the movie had been announced. But anyways, Supergirl is after that movie. So I just want to say that. But my point with that was I was very excited for this movie. And then I looked up the reviews, because I did not see Supergirl until, I want to see, a week after it had been in theaters. Now, I just want to say I've been doing a really good job about seeing movies opening weekend. I recently saw Spider-Man Brand New Day opening weekend, which I'll do another review about later on. I was really excited for Supergirl, and then I saw the reviews. Okay, now, I'm a person who does not rely off of Rotten Tomatoes critics reviews. I rely fully on Supergirl. I rely fully on Rotten Tomatoes fan reviews, okay? So I'm over here as a casual citizen, really hoping this movie would be as good as Superman, because personally, I gave Superman from last year, I don't know where I can't find the rating for it. I give it a 99. I give it a 99 out of 100 on my scale, okay? I really, really enjoyed that movie. I thought had a great, powerful ending. It was a really good story. There was a lot of stuff that kept you guessing. I really enjoyed that movie. So when I saw that early on Supergirl was getting bad reviews, It was like, oh my gosh, please don't be another Captain Marvel, okay? Full disclosure, I've been Captain Marvel. I was excited for Captain Marvel. That ended up not being very good, okay? I don't want to get into the politics of it, but a lot of times, sometimes some of the female leads, I feel like they could be a powerful female lead, but it's like they're only doing it because of that. I don't know. Regardless, I got kind of disappointed because Supergirl had like a 70% fan review. I forgot what the number was. It said 73% fan review right now. It's still, to me, nowhere near as good as I think it should be. Because I don't think giving this movie that you see on your screen a 73% positive fan review, that seems like politics to me. Because I remember when this movie first came out, a lot of the fans, it's funny, the same people who swore the Odyssey was just going to be some political mumbo jumbo now love the Odyssey, but I guess none of them saw Supergirl. Supergirl only has 5,000 verified fan ratings. And I don't know why that is. Currently, the gross of Supergirl, as I'm filming this, is $126 million worldwide. That's not good. That's just not good. And I felt like it's unfair because this movie is so much better than that. And so now we can just go ahead and start the review, okay? We'll talk about the side character, Jason Momoa as Lobo. Again, no spoilers here. But Jason Momoa's Lobo, listen, when you hear that Jason Momoa's in the movie, you're going to automatically think about, oh God, is his character going to be too strong? Is he going to take away from the main story? Is he going to do too much? Like, I like Jar Jar Binks, but if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that some people think that Jar Jar did too much, especially in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, all right? And I understand that. The comic relief, so come on, man. But how important are you really? So I was kind of scared of that. I thought Lobo was perfectly inserted. I didn't think there was too much of Lobo. I didn't think there was too little. Spoiler for Brand New Day. And again, do yourself a favor. As soon as I say these words, double tap your finger like 10 seconds or 20 seconds in if you haven't seen Brand New Day. Spoiler for Spider-Man Brand New Day. We get like one scene of Hulk. And that's not good enough. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to play like a little bit of music. I think. Let's do this first.
How dare you?
I know, shame on me. But if you were under a rock and had not seen Brand New Day yet, that was a spoiler for Brand New Day. So now you're forward to the video. We are back to reviewing Lobo. I thought Lobo was perfectly placed in this movie. I thought he was. Based on the previews, you know he's in more than a few scenes. I really liked that Lobo, how they had Lobo in this movie. He was a strong character. He was a powerful character. He was a big personality, but it did not take away from Supergirl itself. I also think Millie Alcock, or however you say that name, was amazing as Supergirl. I thought that as great as David Cornsweet was as Superman, I thought Millie did a great job as Supergirl, and now I'm very excited to see how it looks in Man of Tomorrow. I gave this movie, I'll tell you the rating at the end of it, but I was very favorable of this movie. Again, I came into it after Superman thinking, wow, this will be great. I saw the fan reviews and got kind of reluctant. Once I saw it, I was very, very happy. All right. We're going to take a quick break here. When I come back, I will give you a little bit more on why I thought this movie was great, including a very, very powerful villain who I have a take on coming up next, which I think you might like in terms of PG-13 movie villains. But we'll be right back. And then stay tuned for my rating out of 100. I told you I like Supergirl. How much did I like it? We'll come back. Was it a 99? Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to this movie review of Supergirl. I am Michael Karvelis. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Whoa. We are currently reviewing Supergirl. Came out this year. It came out when was this? Come on now. Rotten Tomatoes is going to tell me every single thing besides what day it came out. Anyways, it was really good though. It came out this year, 2026. It was announced in January 2023. Oh, it came out June 26th. There you go. It's currently August 8th on a Saturday when I'm recording this. Whatever. Anyways, I told you guys I really liked it. I told you guys the placement of Lobo I thought was pretty much perfect. I'm now going to talk about this before we give our review officially. I told you guys that I gave Superman, the one from this past year, from 2025, I gave that a 99. So we're going to tell you what I think of Supergirl, but just know I'm very excited for that. I keep trying to figure out why my Superman thing is not downloading, but who cares? I just whatever. You won't see a Superman graphic to save his life. Anyways, this guy right here. Woo! This dude was amazing. The enemy of Supergirl. I forgot his name. It's Krem. Woohoo! Buddy. Again, no spoilers here. But I have a take on this. I don't know if it's a hot take, but I'm a person who sees a lot of PG-13 movies or PG or whatever, right? I don't see R-rated movies. All right? Different reasons, more than one, but I don't see R-rated movies. So in terms of PG-13 superhero villains, this dude, I think, was the darkest I've seen so far. All right? And I want to just say, again, this is not a spoiler. If you look at the plot of this movie, I believe you can find this information anyways. Part of the plot of this movie is that this dude's like basically a trafficker. I don't know if it's sex or human or whatever it is, but he traffics young girls, all right? And I've been told in the comics that was not what he did, but I felt like it was so perfect for this movie, as you'll see when you watch it. But I just thought this dude was evil. He did some things on screen I didn't think Thanos was capable of. Now, I'm not saying this movie should be rated R because of that. I'm just saying there were things that he does that I was like, oh, like it makes you genuinely not like this dude. Like it makes you think, oh, wow, you're literally a bad guy. Like, how many times have we seen movies where it's like, oh, this guy's going to take over the world? Like we hear that every single superhero movie, he's going to take over the world, take over the world. I'm tired of hearing that. This dude was different. He was just a meaner. He was just a mean guy. A meanie. A meaner. I don't know what a meaner is. He was a mean guy. He was evil. And I feel like what he was doing made you not like him. Because, I mean, when I saw Avengers Age of Ultron, I know somehow that's gotten lost in history as somehow a great movie. I thought Ultron was boring. I think Thanos has been the best, like, I'm going to ruin the world kind of thing. But we've seen I'm going to take over the world a million times. And this dude, I feel like, was just more, didn't care about that kind of stuff, in my opinion. And I thought he was awesome. I thought the actor who played him was fantastic. I didn't see too much of the actor. I just felt like he was more villain. I love this guy. Well, I say that. That's not true. I hated this guy. I love the character, though, if that makes sense to you. All right? I thought he was perfectly done. I thought it was a nice modern take on whatever the comic. I'm not a big comic book guy, but he apparently was not the same comic book guy. He was still evil, but he wasn't like, his goals, I think, were slightly different while being the same or whatever his way about doing things. But yeah. Speaking of way about doing things, I keep telling you guys, I'm going to tell you my review. I told you guys that Superman from 2025, gave it a 99 out of 100. All right? With that being said, I want to mention that Superman from 2025, it had a very different way of getting to, I thought, what was a similar ending. According to Rotten Tomatoes fan reviews, Superman got 90% positive on over 25,000 ratings. So remember I told you that Supergirl got 73% on 5,000? For some reason, and I know that Superman is just a bigger brand than Supergirl, I get that, but come on, guys. I'm really upset, actually. It shows me not a lot of people saw that movie. Well, we're going to look up Superman gross from 2025. So remember 2025 gross. Worldwide earnings, 608. It's 6 times more than Supergirl. I don't know why. I think you guys would enjoy Supergirl. I do. If you like Superman, I thought Supergirl was pretty... Again, it's not the same movie, but it makes you feel the same at the end. That's not a spoiler. If you think it is, I'm sorry. But I thought this movie had a very different, darker twist to it. And I thought that Superman, they both, you felt like it was they were both awesome movies, but they got there in different ways. And I told you, this dude right here, Krem, he was kind of mean. And he was trafficking. It's not a fun thing to think about. All right? It's uneasy. But Supergirl was fantastic in my opinion. And I'm going to go and drop my rating, but I'm going to do it when we come back. For reference, as we take a break here, I saw Fantastic Four, the First Steps movie. I gave it a 93. I saw Thunderbolts. I gave it a 96. I saw Superman from last year and gave it a 99. Where does Supergirl fit in all of that? I'm going to let you know next. Thanks so much for watching. Don't go anywhere. My final rating out of 100, our Supergirl movie review. Do not go anywhere, please. I'm begging you. I have really enjoyed doing this today. I want to thank you if you did join in to today's show. Just a Supergirl movie review from me, Michael Karvelis. Um, Technically, this was like another episode of Mike Said It First. I'm tired of like the movie review. Like I keep on doing all these different names for shows. I'm just gonna keep talking. You guys don't care about the title, all right? So we've gotten this far on Supergirl that came out this year. I told you guys that Lobo was perfectly placed. I thought this dude Krim was absolutely amazing. I was so disappointed that Superman got 6 times more gross and 20,000 more reviews and 17% more positive. I feel like they both were excellent movies, but unfortunately because of politics and just flat out marketing, I felt like they were vastly different, but I still think Man of Tomorrow is going to be a great movie. Now, with that being said, I left you with this. I gave Fantastic Four First Steps that came out last year a 93 of 100. I gave Superman that came out last year a 99. I gave Thunderbolts that came out last year a 96. It is now time to give you my final out of 100 ranking for Supergirl. Where do I think it ranks in there? Is it even a 90? Well, the answer to is it a 90 is yes. The answer to is it 100 is no. And that has done you no favors thus far. You heard my other rankings. Now, I want to let you guys know a little bit of how my movie rankings work, okay, or my ratings. I think originality of the story matters. I think me guessing, like if I go into a movie and I can predict anything that happens, I take away points for that. I think great acting is a cool thing. So quite a few things. I think emotion plays into it. Whether or not there was any that was shocking, jaw dropping, any of that getting super sad, any of that stuff. Because as a movie fan, I don't want to watch a movie if nothing happens like that. That's boring to me. So that's just a little bit of what plays into my ratings here. With that being said, I gave Supergirl I'm going to go with a 93. The same as Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, to me, it's a better 93. But it's still a 93. It's a very, very awesome rating for me. But I don't think it was as good as Superman. I thought it was very excellent. I don't think it was 17% different. I don't think it was 6 times less the gross different. I just thought Superman was a better movie. And the reason for that, and again, folks, if you want to turn off the video now, you can, because this will be a spoiler. Coming up right now, it's a spoiler. All right? As soon as the sound plays, this coin sound, and how dare you, it'll be a spoiler. In the beginning of the movie, there is a lot of her being an alcoholic. Now, with that being said, if you're skipping ahead and I'm still talking about it, we're still giving spoilers here. I felt like, although her origin is very well explained in the movie, there's something I was not expecting whatsoever. Again, we're still getting spoilers here. I just felt like there was too much of an alcoholic/depression state. You can't start the movie for the first 20 minutes her being an alcoholic, because then what she ends up doing sometimes makes no sense. I liked it, but I could see why people did not in that part of it. And I don't think I think they could have done a little bit better job. I feel like her being a drunk was okay, but they went so far into it. I felt like, and a lot of it was like they were building up the dog crypto, like the relationship with the dog. But I felt like there was a better way to do that, and that was why I had to dock some points. I don't think that was a smart move. Even though I look past it, if I'm going to nitpick on why this thing was not a 100, it's one of those, that's a major flaw for me. I thought the ending was fantastic when she stabbed the guy and stabbed him again. I thought that his character was super evil and sinister, especially when he killed that family. I felt that their little side characters for Supergirl was awesome. I just think they went too far into the drunk phase to build up the dog and tell us where she's at. Because I don't think a person who loves people, I don't know. I couldn't get around that. I feel like they could have done a little bit better job and not made her as far gone as that. But I understand based on how the movie ended and what was explained to us. I just felt like it was a little bit too much for my liking, and I could see why other people could feel that way. I also heard from other people who criticized the movie. They mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, you're right about it. It could have been a little bit better. But I felt great coming out of the movie. When they beat the bad guy and all this stuff, I thought it ended very positively. The same way you felt the hope at the end of Superman, you felt the hope at the end of Supergirl. And as I mentioned before, I think Man of Tomorrow is going to be an awesome movie when that comes out, I believe, next year. I'm very excited for it. So again, thank you for staying for the spoilers. If you did, I give away spoilers, but I hope it wasn't like too much of those. But I said some things that, were a little bit spoilerish, But yeah. So thanks so much for watching. If you did make it to the end of the video, if you did not, you're not hearing this, so it doesn't really matter. But thank you for watching and listening. I am Michael Karvelis. This has been another movie review on North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel. Head over to natalkradio.com today and click the event tickets tab. Tickets to sporting events, concerts, and theater. Not movie theaters, but theater, like Broadway stuff. There you go. All right, folks, that's it for me. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.